A long time ago, on a comics page far, far away. Greetings and welcome to May the Panel Be With You, the Star Wars comic book show brought to you by the Punch Up Entertainment Network. I'm your humble host, Mike Gargoni, and joining me, as always, the Sanda to my limo, it's John Campbell.
Hello, everybody. Oh, man. If you enjoyed the antics of one Lando Calrissian a few issues back, this issue says, hold my beer.
This is the let's crank Lando up to absolute 11 because we don't know how to write this character, so we're going to write a different character.
I mean, yeah, this issue continues my theory that Joe Duffy was just writing a sitcom set in Star Wars.
Yeah, which honestly, I want to see that untethered by, like, having to support original mainline cast. Just give me Joe Duffy Star Wars sitcom with a wholly original cast.
Yes, actually, 100%. If she wanted to do the lower decks of Star Wars, all day, man. All day.
Yeah. Yep.
No issue with that. I have no issue with the sitcom tone in Star Wars, but yes, it is these characters that you're like, that's not Lando.
I mean, let's get to the cover here. I'm going to put the cover up for our YouTube because, that's not Lando on that cover that we're looking at right here. Who is that? But anyway, this is issue number 79 of the Marvel Star Wars comics. This was released in January of 1984. We are now in the year following the release of Return of the Jedi. And yes, this issue was created by Joe Duffy. We've got Ron Frenz on pencils, Tom Palmer on inks, Glennis Oliver, back then Ween on colors, Joe Rosen on letters. We have some editors as well, and they're clearly just out to lunch.
Yeah, no, I mean, this is just, once again, you just said, too, this now firmly, Return of the Jedi has come out. And so I'm so psyched from seeing Return of the Jedi. I want to read continuing further adventures of my favorite characters. And this is what I'm given?
You're given Lando Calrissian cosplaying as Captain Harlock from the anime Captain Harlock.
I don't know what that is, and that's okay.
Just quickly Google it on your phone, John, and
it's gonna look. Yeah, hang on, Captain Harlock. You said.
Yep.
It's gonna look like this.
Exactly.
Captain Harlock. Oh yeah. Yes. Aside from he's got brown hair, but yes. Other than that, 100%.
Yeah. It's like a palette swap.
Yeah, I mean, long-haired pirate guy. I was going to say he's got like an 80s glam rock look going, but with the white.
Sure,
the stark white. Yeah. And immediately, we'll say this is one of those. Sometimes you look at the cover and you're like, uh-oh. And that was my reaction here, where I'm like, I just love the idea that they're like, we already put him an eye patch. And the reference or the lesson from that was not far enough.
Look, before when Lando was undercover, we had him in eye patch and beret. Now we need to go full anime space pirate with eye patch and crazy wig and long coat and gloves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and
that's going to be this issue.
Away from. It didn't. The last undercover didn't. But the problem was, I just didn't commit enough to the disguise.
Right.
And he's holding. So the cover is him dressed like that, and he's got his fist outstretched towards the viewer, and he's holding a wanted poster that has like a super cool promotional photo from a Star Wars movie of Han and Chewbacca, like a poster I had on my wall as a kid. You know, like.
That's just blazoned with the word "wanted."
Yeah, wanted. The two biggest badasses you've ever seen.
I just want to get really nitpicky here for a second.
Yeah.
He's holding this poster between his index and middle fingers so that the poster is draped so elegantly at the outskirts of his fist.
Here it is.
It's this weird...
Who holds a piece of paper like that? Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's very funny to me.
It is one of those things that is a little over designed, right? It's so meticulous to get the perfect folds and creases in it to the
Well, but
point where
also
you're just
like so that this is the cover and you can see what's on the wanted poster. Because if he's just clenching it in his fist, you wouldn't see it, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right. Let's open it up.
Oh, look at that beautiful mug. Speaking of faces that we know and love.
You mean this photo of Harrison Ford that they just drew over?
Hey, I mean, look, if it sells issues, I'm cool with it.
Yeah, I don't mind. Look at that. He's got that half smirk. I mean, let's be honest. One of the most handsome men that's ever been on film.
I mean, look, and even the opening dialogue here is like saying what I'm feeling, which is even if it ends up being sardonic, these words here feel genuine.
They do, because they're saying, "Gentlemen and ladies, I give you one of the finest space pirates who ever flew. A smuggler, a cheat, a confidence artist. One of the best."
Sing his praises.
Yep. And then, of course, it's all like, "Ah, we fucking hated that."
Cut to everyone throwing glasses and crap at this wanted poster of Han Solo.
And oh boy, I will say immediately, this feels like familiar territory to us, right? Dirtbag space pirates in this comic.
Cut to Cantina. Yeah, look. If not for this guy's skin tone, I would have assumed this was Crimson Jack, and the fact that Crimson Jack is dead. But
I did feel a little bit like this is Joe Duffy being like, "I'm so mad they killed off Crimson Jack. I'm going to just create my own guy."
And he's even crimsoner because this guy's skin is like salmon red.
That was the problem with Crimson Jack. They didn't go crimson enough. And lest we forget, as always, we have to mention shout out to the folks over at Skeleton Crew for making all our Crimson Jack's dreams come true.
Oh, the minute they said that title, I texted you.
Yeah, the two of us were just like, "It's doing it! It's happening!"
And he's played by Jude Law. Oh, be still my beating heart.
Could anything be better? Yeah. Oh my god. That show is great, and Jude Law's performance in particular, amazing. All right,
for sure.
So yeah, they're all just talking about like, yeah, that was the time. The only regret I have is that he's not dead. Somebody should have killed that son of a bitch.
Right. I just wish I could have gotten his bounty twice. Because all these pirates are sitting around drinking, throwing their drinks at this picture of Han Solo, being like, fuck that guy. I wish I had captured him.
Yeah. I mean, the one guy with his fist in the air going, "Good riddance to the Corellian creep, I say."
And we've got a whole menagerie of weirdos in here. We've got the aforementioned Limo and Santa, who are our two main pirates here today. The not Crimson Jack and not Jolie.
100%. Yeah, it's very much that. Yes, it's that. There was no other way around it. Just like, yeah, no, it's not. They're not even trying not to be.
They look almost exactly the same, except their skin tone is different.
Yeah. So they're there going like, well, hey, come on, buddy, let's calm down.
Now, children, you're taking a very narrow-minded, not to say dim, view of the entire affair. I, for one, sincerely regret Captain Solo's plight. I hate knowing that any of our brethren has fallen into the hands of bounty-hunting scum.
I'm not surprised that you also read him in a total pirate.
I mean, we're talking about space pirates. I mean, I can only imagine.
Yar, matey. Yar, that be Captain Solo you see there. Dead men tell no tales.
I do love the establishment here of the rift between, look, we're scumbags, but we're not bounty hunters.
Oh, they be trash. The scum of the galaxy. Yeah. I do like that as well.
And so we cut out to a bit of a wide shot. Do we ever establish where we are? Oh, Arcan 4 is the name of this place.
Yeah, I can't believe you didn't remember that.
Yeah, when it said once in the issue.
4.
Sorry.
Yeah. It's Arcan 4, of course.
Of course. But this is just like a unique... when we cut to outside, we haven't seen this a lot in Star Wars, which is just like an urban center outside of like Coruscant, right?
Right. Yeah. I mean, I guess this is supposed to be like a dirtier, grimy Coruscant.
Sure, but Coruscant has its dirt and grime. You guys just got to go down low enough.
That's true here, but yeah. So I mean, because we just this also is the thing that drives me insane, where I don't know who's talking anymore.
Yeah, because I mean, outside and now they're just like exchanging words, and
yeah. But anyway, let's get into long explanation of Gleep Glop.
Okay, so I mean, there's a lot of words here, but it basically boils down to there's a couple of like extant MacGuffins that need to be found.
Yes, there are two distinct treasures that they're looking for, and it is the dancing goddess and the minstrel are what they're named.
Right. Because these pirates, Sanda and Limo, are here basically drying out as they try to hunt down these statues.
Right. We've been looking for many moons for these things, sire.
And then who comes a knocking once we get all this exposition? Why, it's a Wookiee in a poncho.
And no one knows who this might be. Okay. So one of my big issues with this issue is they make a big deal about how famous Han Solo is.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't recognize Chewbacca.
He's wearing a poncho, John.
Well, yeah, I guess, yeah. Who could guess? They don't recognize Chewbacca, and it's just like they're both incredibly famous, but also require these people to not know who anyone is. And they don't know Lando. I mean, like, it's enough. The wig and the eye patch are enough to fool everyone.
But that also implies that Lando is famous enough that everyone would recognize him, or else why is this disguise necessary?
Well, that's another question, too, is, you know, Han is this legend in the criminal field. Isn't Lando kind of, too? I don't know. I mean, at this point, that I would say now we would say yes, right? That Lando is as well known as Han Solo.
A famous card shark turned Tabana gas mine entrepreneur. I would assume he has some notoriety.
Yeah, I mean, because especially that whole idea about, like, did you hear Lando somehow conned his way into being the governor of Cloud City? That's weird. I mean, because Lando, at least according to Solo, right? Lando is already a well-known criminal figure before Han even steps on the scene.
Sure.
Now I know
famous card shark Lando. Yeah.
It's like, oh, I know who we have to go talk to. I know, once again, I know that hasn't happened here, but
sure. But
it's still just interesting. This comic just doesn't. I mean, in classic fashion, and I guess I should stop expecting it to do this. They just didn't think a lot of this out.
They're just trying to get that book out once a month, John.
I just love the idea about we were all just talking about Han Solo, and then immediately a very familiar looking Wookiee walks in, and nobody thinks, could that be?
Because, Chewbacca comes in through the door, and everyone turns and goes, "What? Who is that? What is that? Oh, it's a strange weirdo coming in and sitting down." And everyone's like, "Hey there, stranger.
They're not. Yeah, they're parts? Not. They're all distracted not by the fact that it's Chewbacca, but just by the fact that it's a Wookiee.
Which, as later canon would establish, that actually isn't the most absurd part about all of this, because the idea of a free Wookiee just out and about walking around while the Empire is still technically in charge would make people go like, "Whoa!"
It just stops everyone on their tracks immediately.
Yeah, I mean, look, Black Chrysanthemum walks into a bar, everyone's going to stop and go, "Uh-oh."
Well, to be fair, he is a Wookiee with black fur, which is pretty fucking cool. I love Black Chrysanthemum so much. I just love a Wookiee. Anyway, but they're like, what brings you to Arcan 4? And then, oh, baby. It's Prince in a costume change from one of his 80s concert tours.
And Limo and Sando's skin tones have changed again. Now they're just white people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's some coloring issues here, big time. And he's just like,
Captain Harlock comes in.
He comes in, though. It's like, did he bring a fog machine with him?
Well, yeah. I mean, look, Lando's going to make himself an entrance.
You almost want like a when he walks in.
Just a little bit of like a Spanish guitar. Ba-da-dun.
Yeah. Why do you ask? It's definitely not Lando Calrissian. Maybe no cape? Wouldn't that be the biggest move for him in disguise?
No, he just had to make the cape bigger.
Yeah.
He went from cape to cloak.
Yeah, Lando makes an entrance, but Drebble really makes an entrance.
Drebble. Captain Drebble.
And everybody's like, Captain Drebble?
As they
bring
should.
Me a large. Also, just to once again continue the pirate thing, bring me a large bottle of the local rum.
Sure,
be pirates.
Yeah. Yo ho ho and all of that.
And another round for my friend. I don't know what Chewie's drinking.
Also rum? I don't know.
It's something in a big goblet. I do like that the local rum is green when we see him with a glass of it.
Yeah, I do want to pause on this page, though, because on the top right panel, we have something I have never seen in any Star Wars content, and that is a Jawa with a speech bubble that says anything other than Utini.
That is strange.
It's a Jawa going, sir.
Yeah, that's just not right.
Every time Jawas are represented in comics, it's either Utini or just a bunch of squiggle lines to represent their weird little
yeah.
Utini.
Utini is the only that to me the only thing that you should clearly hear from a Jawa is Utini. Other than that, it's indistinct chatter.
Mm-hmm.
These are the rules of Jawas, folks.
I don't make the rules. I just enforce them.
One of them just being like, sure. Is so weird. Could you imagine watching a Star Wars movie and a Jawa utters like a word in English? You'd be like, what the fuck is happening? That's someone pretending to be a Jawa.
Yeah, clearly.
Yeah. But anyway, and then, I mean, we haven't even taken the time to discuss the bizarre cadre of aliens in this place.
Oh, there's all sorts of weirdos in here. I mean, in classic Star Wars fashion, you got a guy wearing a space helmet, you got some guys in cloaks, you got lizard guys, you got droids, you got weird
a guy with
horns,
an elephant nose. Yeah, I was going to say there's a member of Daft Punk. When we turn the page here, the chameleon is apparently back there.
Oh yeah. So
I call him a friend. You can call him a Wookiee.
Yar, we know he's a Wookiee. Which Wookiee be he?
Yeah. And he's just a Wookiee. Let's leave it at that.
Why are they so concerned about which Wookiee? I guess maybe they do know about Chewbacca, so if they ever heard his name.
Could it be the one Wookiee we know by name? I also just like Lando's plan is it doesn't matter what his name is. Not making up a name for him. It's just like I'm Drebble and that's the Wookiee. And that's all you're getting.
Drebble and the Wookiee this summer on CBS.
I mean, that's what this feels like. Each and every week, these two will get into the craziest of circumstances.
How Drebble and the Wookiee gonna get out of this one?
Oh, Wookiee, I think we're in a mess of trouble. You said it. Yeah. Anyway, so everybody though is just laser focused on these.
Well, to be fair to Lando's plan, quote unquote, here is walk into the room, get everyone's attention, and say, "By the way, you're Limo and Sanda, right? I heard your gang was mounting a project and fucking it up."
Yeah. And then they say, "I'm willing to help you for a share." And they both pull weapons and go like, "What are you talking about? We're going to kill you."
Be the only sensible thing for a space pirate to do.
And then because it has to be the silliest reaction to the sitcom, Lando just yawns to someone pulling a gun on him. Are you done?
So Lando comes in and says, "Hey, I heard you're going after these MacGuffins. I think you're going to mess it up unless you got my help."
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So if you just put the blasters down, I can explain to you how this humble anime protagonist is going to help out you dirty space pirates.
I mean, yeah, I like, once again, I like the idea of course, Lando being a con man. But it's all so silly.
But Master of Disguise, he ain't.
No, that kind of, like, that is so antithetical to Lando, because I think one of the things about Lando to me is Lando's a guy who's always, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think Lando can be anybody but Lando. And he's the kind of guy who could come in and they're like, aren't you Lando Calrissian? And they could be mad, and then he would be able to talk his way out of it. That's one of the things I like about it.
Yeah.
This is a little too. I mean, once again, if you want to read the Charles Soule Lando miniseries, is fantastic. If you want to see a really good Lando like con man story,
totally. Also, like the whole run in the more recent Star Wars book that is like the trial of Lando Calrissian.
Fantastic. Legitimately some of the best Lando storytelling and really like deepening of his character.
Mm-hmm. Really good stuff.
It's great. There's a lot of great Lando out there. This is not that. Anyway, so he's just like, all right, everybody, I'm taking over now, is basically what he's saying, right? Like, he's coming. I mean, they're trying to Ocean's 11 this a little bit, right? Where it's just like, yeah, I'll tell you what a real heist looks like. And then the music might as well go bing, ding, 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 ding.
But then he's also going to pull this whole cockamamie scheme to rope. Remember, kids, Han Solo's still a character, so we're going to have to keep mentioning him.
Oh, never forget that this book is ever like in mourning of not having Han Solo as, which I mean I understand, but
right. So Lando lays it out. Doesn't matter where we heard it, but let's just say the Wookiee and I know that a certain group of people were looking for 2 statues, and the Wookiee and I also knew that a former partner of the gang, a fellow who'd gone missing some time before, was an absolute genius at locating lost artifacts. Trivial toys like the minstrel and recently significant pieces like the dancing goddess. Well, if I wished that group of people any luck at all, I'd just feel myself bound to ask them, why in the blazes you bumbling amateurs haven't captured Han Solo and used the methods that several of you specialize in to force him to help you out. So it's this idea that Han Solo can help them get these artifacts that they're after.
He keeps trying to be like, you dummies think you figured everything out, but you haven't thought about the one most obvious thing, which is you should find Han Solo.
So
he's trying to turn everything towards, I mean, that's the confidence game here, right?
The con job here is convincing all of these pirates that Han Solo is who they need to help them get their MacGuffins, basically as like a weird sideways plan to find Han Solo, which has been what everyone's been doing for issues now.
Right. And I gotta say, like, I am getting tired. Especially, I have to imagine reading this when this came out, and you're like, well, we just saw them save him.
But right? Also, like, where we find Lando at the start of that movie is undercover, I guess in disguise, so maybe we're all just being hoisted by our own petard here.
Puts a helmet on, to be fair, though. I mean, like, it's not the greatest of disguise. I mean...
But he is undercover at Jabba's palace, right? So it's like...
Yeah.
The book at this point could be like, okay, how did he end up undercover at Jabba's palace? And it's not by dressing up as Captain Harlock, I'll tell you that much.
No. I am actually, that is a surprising thing. You would think that if you were going to have a storyline about him in disguise, it would be the disguise he wears in that movie. That would make a lot of sense.
And again, the timeline on when this was created is always a little nebulous to us because we don't have their production schedules. So
we don't know when this was written in comparison to the release of the film, or how much information they were given about Jedi prior to it coming out. That's always the question here. We just don't know. We just don't know, people.
Understandably, the crowd is just like, Han Solo, a specialist at finding artifacts? What?
I do like that also part of this is him having to convince them that Han Solo is someone who he isn't, right? Like, there's like a few different things he has to get across here.
And like we already established at the start of this issue that all of these people know who Han Solo is.
Yeah.
He has a pre-existing reputation that does not include artifact recovery specialist. So I think this is supposed to be a wink and a nod to Indiana Jones, right? It has to be.
Oh, I didn't even... Yeah, that would make sense. Because this is an Indiana Jones thing. They're looking for powerful statues from a, bygone,
Right. Totally. Yeah.
Society.
I do like the mention of the wheel here. Landos is like, I thought everyone from this side of the wheel knew what happened on. It says Stenax here. It should be Stenos is the name of the world they were on.
I like that they've forgotten their own mythology.
Yeah.
But I will say, this Sasquatch-looking guy is not happy.
Because he's part. Everyone in this bar, I guess, is part of Limo and Santa's gang. So this guy who looks a little bit like Bigfoot in a vest is getting incensed that Lando's just kind of like walking all over everybody here.
He's just like, I don't like Dremel! And he goes to shoot. Apparently this guy's name is Koru.
Well, he's not for much longer, because in 3 panels, he's going to have a knife sticking out of his chest.
Well, I do like that everyone in front of Lando is like, don't shoot him, because you're going to shoot through him and hit us, you dummy. But he's just so incensed. And then I will say, this is my favorite part of it, because this is pretty badass. Is just the throwing knife being like into his chest. And he's like, oh.
Also, the implication here is that Lando did this?
Yes, I thought it was going to be that Chewie did it.
Right, and like Lando took credit for it, right?
Right. No, it seems it is supposed to be Lando, which is this. I'm not saying Lando isn't an expert at throwing knives, but there's no precedent for that.
I love the like ancient secret skill of knife throwing that Lando possesses, but has never used unless he is in his Captain Drebel persona.
Because once again, it is that thing about the appeal of the character of Lando is this guy. He is Han Solo is the quick draw, kill a guy. Lando is the guy who will do anything not to pull the blaster. That's what's cool about Lando.
But he even says here, like I said, blasters make me nervous. But knives are okay.
I guess the point is I use knives. Okay. Once again, I mean that would be a cool characteristic of Lando if it had anything to do with anything. And there was this, okay.
Yeah. But anyway, he says he'll be on his spaceship, the Cobra.
Definitely not the Millennium Falcon.
No, this is the Century Cobra out here.
I just love the idea. If you need me, I'll be on the Cobra. He's at Hangar 7 in the local spaceport.
And admittedly, they're not on the Millennium Falcon. They're on, this looks to be some kind of modified Lambda class shuttle.
Well, because it's actually the first time they do acknowledge, like, oh, everyone would know the Millennium Falcon. No, you know what this is? This is the Imperial transport ship with just the top fin taken off.
No, that's what I said. Lambda class shuttle, John. Just because you didn't know the name of the thing.
All right, whatever. But I mean, I will say it is a lazy design. Is my point.
Yeah,
they just fine. Cut the top fin off of it.
Yeah,
but yeah, I did not know the name of it.
That's what I'm here for.
Yeah, and if this was a Star Trek comic, I could tell you all the classes of ships.
Yeah, of course.
It's clearly an Excelsior. Anyway, so they're walking back, going like, "Well, I think that went pretty well, Chewbacca."
I like, so this is our recap page, which admittedly is much later in the issue than we would normally get one.
Yeah.
But they're just Lando goes on to explain things that Chewbacca would of course know.
Mm-hmm. As you I mean, this is, I always want these things, this is like, as you remember, Chewbacca, we are doing this mission for the following reason.
And Lando goes on to explain like this whole cockamamie scheme he's got to try to trick these pirates into helping them look for Han. Yes.
I mean, and also I will say, do we even need this? Because clearly that's what he's doing.
Yeah. And Chewie does get into a little bit here about why Drebel. Now, this is something that I'd sort of forgotten about the last time he used the alias Drebel, and that is the fact that that is the name of a character we've actually met before in this book issues ago. And that is that large guy we met at a bar on Stenos, which is like where all those gargoyle guys were.
Yes.
And when
we were talking
Lando
about
was
this
there, there
before.
was a big, large hippopotamus-looking guy that was like, Lando Calrissian, get him!
Wasn't his actual first name something like Hippopotamus?
It's like
Bravo?
Protopotamus or something.
Yeah. I mean, they didn't try hard. He's a big hippo-looking guy.
I mean, yeah.
No one no one spent a lot of brain power on this thing, right? Like, I mean, no one exactly exerted them. Comic.
But, so Lando uses that alias just to be like, when I want to fuck with that guy. So if I'm doing even more underhanded stuff than I normally do, I use his name.
Yeah. Yes. So anyway, they are, yeah, and it's just like, so that's why I'm doing it, in case you were wondering. Anyway, there you go. There's your answer. I know you were thinking about it, Chewie, and now you know.
Yeah.
So let's see. Oh,
Lando's just still explaining stuff.
Somebody knocks at the door, basically, right? Like,
basically. And Lando's like, oh, better put my wig back on.
Let's see. Hold on here. Let's get this going. And what's that? Oh, I can't forget my wig. Better put that on. They bump.
I put the eye patch on the wrong eye. Now I can't see. Oh no!
And they bump into each. I mean, this is what I'm talking about. Like sitcom-y stuff. We're like, oh, well, look out! Oh, geez, oh no! Oh, Chewie, get out of my way!
And what's that? It's Crimson Jack. I mean, sorry, Lemo.
Legally distinct. And then I do like the bit of he's actually still fixing the wig as he's walking. He's like, oh, yes, I was just getting myself together. And,
this is definitely my real hair.
Yeah. At least make him good at the con.
But yeah, it's Lemo and Sanda and their... Did you say Lemo or Lemo?
I said Lemo.
Okay. It's Lemo.
Yes.
So I don't know.
I said Lemo because it sounded more Star Wars-y to me. I don't know. In my mind, I don't know.
So the gang shows up and they're all smiles. Very suspicious smiles.
Very. Yeah. Yes. Yes, we love your plan, Lando.
And I love the thought bubbles here as all of this gang is smiling. And the thought bubble is literally, and find out what they know so much, and then kill them.
This book, this issue in particular, loves the thought bubble joke.
Yeah. And look, thought bubble jokes are all well and good, but when they're the thoughts of the characters that we're not like specifically following, basically we're omniscient at this point, so we can hear everyone's thought bubbles.
Yes.
Which, I don't know, I always have mixed feelings about omniscient readership, right? Because like if you have insight into every character's state of mind, there's no dramatic tension, or there can be.
Well, also it's kind of like in classic fashion, it's like it's unnecessary. If we see the big smiles, we kind of know that they're full of shit, right?
Especially the literal Grim Reaper that's in the back.
Yeah.
Yes, I can't wait to help you with your plan.
I am the literal incarnation of death, but you're totally gonna have to trust me on this one.
Yeah, I'm your new best pal, Drabble.
But yes, you even have like find out how much they know and then kill them. And then Chameleon is back there going, is this what smiling is supposed to feel like? It hurts because I'm so evil. I never smile.
I've never experienced joy. And so my muscles have atrophied in my face.
That's what we're supposed to take from this.
But Crimson Jack, Lemo, is saying, okay, we're here to actually work with you. Let's get in this car and we'll go find Han Solo or these statues or something.
We'll get there by hover car.
We love a good hover car in Star Wars.
Yeah. And then, of course, to make it even sillier, when the hover car takes off, Lando's eye patch flips up.
We love a good gag.
Yeah, I'm not sure how that would work from a physics standpoint.
If the wind is blowing so fast that his eye patch flips up, how is his wig not blowing off?
But also, if the wind is coming at them like this, wouldn't it blow the eye patch onto his eye? Not up and around?
Well, moving on.
Yeah, unless they were going in reverse, which they're not. Yeah, all right.
Yeah. Anyway.
Sorry, I broke the comic, Gurgani.
Yeah. Look, there's two things we're not allowed to discuss in Star Wars, and that's eye patch physics and droid rights.
Oh yeah, well we're definitely not allowed. I mean, thank God there's no droid stuff in this, or else we'd be here all day. All right, so they speed off to
Another cantina, just some other
it's just like, where are they
bar.
going? Kind of nowhere, whatever.
Someplace with snacks and drinks. That's all I know.
Yeah. So they speed off to there. They go and they're like, this is where they let Lando be stupid, and I don't like it.
We also have Chewie being a little stupid here because we have this whole like bit with the food and the drinks being bad.
The nonstop bits. Yeah, because the Chewie's going to take a bite of. They're known for their appetizers, and they're like, yeah, but warning, they're pretty spicy. And then Chewie takes a bite and goes, "Whoop," and then goes to drink down his beverage to cool his throat. But they're like, careful, that's spiced wine. Oh, and then by God, an actual spit take from Chewbacca.
A Wookiee spit take has got to be one of the messiest things in the galaxy, right? Like, there's just no cleaning.
Oh my God, he just soaked everyone.
Yeah,
right.
And himself.
Yeah, I mean, it's just he's a mess. Oh God, he just and also he spit wine all. I mean, it's just spit. This is just. Oh God, this is awful. Oh, that's spiced wine, you dummy.
Yeah. So they're here to have a conversation, basically to try to get the information out of Lando about like, okay, what's so special about Han Solo?
Yes,
because we know that Boba Fett has him.
Yeah, Boba Fett.
That other popular character from that movie, Star Wars.
Let's keep referencing things people like more.
And also Jabba the Hutt, but spelled correctly this time, because we know what the character is and is spelled like. We've seen the credits at this point.
Yes. So...
Is this whole comic for this moment, where Lando learns that Jabba the Hutt is the one that hired Boba Fett?
Because I had to tell myself, they didn't already know that? Right, they didn't know that.
No, they did know that.
Yeah, so I don't know why he has to learn that then.
The whole, Han has a line in the movie that is, I've got a death mark on my head by Jabba the Hutt.
Yes.
And so, why else would Boba Fett capture him in Empire?
Correct.
Because,
and yet they present this as if it's new information.
Because I believe at the beginning of Empire Strikes Back, General Riken is trying to make Han Solo stay as they're getting ready to pack up and leave Echo Base on Hoth.
Right. And he's like, I've got to get that bounty off my.
Yeah. And General Riken's like, death mark's not easy to live with. I totally get it.
Yes.
And so other rebels know about the bounty to Jabba the Hutt. For sure.
Yes.
So the fact that Lando has to learn this here and now is odd.
It's really weird. Yeah, it's really weird. Once again, they're just killing time, and I don't quite understand why.
Yeah, and also Lando kind of gives up the game here when he says, well, Chewie and I...
Yes. He says, well, let's see. Oh, yeah, he says Chewie and I, and then they all pull guns. And once again, I'm like, great stuff, Lando. And he's also just guzzling down these drinks that are being plied to him that are, of course, drugged.
So, of course, for the next little bit, we're going to get some hiccups from Lando because he is, drunk.
Mm-hmm.
If there is one man in the galaxy who would not fall for a roofied drink, it would be Lando, right?
I mean, that's what I'm saying. He's supposed to be so savvy, so cool, 10 steps ahead of everybody. That's his whole thing. Lando's a thinker. Han is not. That's the difference between them. Han is a guy who would drink a drug drink. He is a guy who barrels in without thinking.
Right.
Lando is a guy who'd be like, obviously, drug this. And also, I feel like Lando's a guy who has been around enough that he could probably be like, yeah, this is drugged. I know that. And so pretend to drink or something, you know? Or thankfully, where they go to drug his drink and he switches the drinks or something like that. I mean, yeah. But instead, it's just Chewie is like, all right, well, fuck you. You're all getting a table to the face.
I do like the frame of Chewbacca lifting an entire table and like cleaving across four guys with it.
Yes. And they all, I mean, them all going, some of these guys going flying quite far.
Look, there's a lot of anime inspiration from many sources in this issue.
Yeah,
but
really. Yeah.
People being knocked into the stratosphere is one of them.
And the like giant effect, the like bright is total anime influence. And I'm actually fine. I'm fine with this because I do like Chewie displays of strength. And then they just run away.
Yeah, somehow they managed to get out of this bar full of crooks.
Yeah. And
those like, dirty double crossers will kill them for this, but it's like you were the ones who double crossed them first.
Yeah, I don't really understand everybody here is screwing over everybody. We should just call it a wash.
Yeah, why is anyone clinging to any sort of code of honor?
And then I love they took this car out there, right? Mm-hmm. And then they Lando and Chewie get in the aforementioned hover car. And then I just like Limo saying, "Get to the other cars."
You know, those other ones that we also brought here.
And then, I'm sorry to say it, folks, Space Streetwalkers coming up.
Oh, we cut to a Brooklyn street corner.
Yeah. We've
got this brick facade in a lamppost in Star Wars that immediately made me go, okay, I don't know what's happening anymore.
You're like, what am I reading, a Daredevil comic? And and all of a sudden we're two panels of interior of this Lady of the Night. I'm only assuming.
I mean, the implication based on the drawing and how she's hanging out and the way she interacts with Lando.
Yeah.
All indications point to this is a prostitute that is on the street.
There's no doubt about it, right? I mean, just everything tells you that. And like I said, you're just like, I'm sorry, did Frank Miller guest write a page? It's so stupid. And anyway, and there's also like, aside from her having, there's nothing very Star Warsy about her even.
She's got a pink furry jacket. That's spacey, right?
I guess.
Definitely not something my girlfriend would wear.
No, or that I could just go outside and see. Yeah. And so she's talking about like, all right, well, and then it's just Lando pulls up and goes, "Hey, excuse me, ma'am, do you know the way to the spaceport?"
And that's it. That's the whole gag.
And then she's just like, "Yeah, it's right over there. Take a left and go down there." And he's like, "Great, thanks." And then she's like, "Yeah, that's not where the spaceport is, idiot."
We get this like
amazing.
So there's this term they used for Ren and Stimpy. It's been used in a lot of animation since, and that's the gross up, right? It's the close up, but like when you cut in close and suddenly the face is all like, ugh. We get that with this streetwalker here, and she's like suddenly very malevolent, and he's got evil eyebrows.
But I'm also just like, and why is she doing this? Just because she's just randomly evil?
Yes.
Okay. Great. Because she's not with the pirates or anything.
No, in fact, her interior monologue, just the last page, is, man, everything's gone to shit when those pirates moved in.
Yeah, but instead she's just like, just for my own amusement, I sent them to the place.
Yeah, I guess.
All right. And then we get another wide-eyed, like, from Chewie. How?
Yeah, so the pirates are giving chase. Lando's driving.
Lando has not taken off the eye patch, which is key to this bit.
You know what we don't need when we're driving high speed vehicles, John? That's depth perception.
Yeah, I just love that idea that he's so committed to the bit that even though their cover is blown and he's speeding away, he's still in the full getup.
Well, anyway, he pulls it off, and then he gets a spit take reaction of like, it's more important for me to see.
Yeah. Wow. Oop. It's a gulp. It's a comedy gulp.
So I guess the whole thing is that the woman he talked to earlier sent him into oncoming traffic. That was her whole thing?
Yeah, she just sent them down the wrong direction of the highway.
Yeah, I don't know. Why? Because
But don't worry, Lando's gonna weave in and out of traffic here. He's gonna smack and point his way through it.
I do like a good point.
Point?
What does that sound of? Well, like, what is the point? Like, I guess it's the sound of the hover car bouncing?
Yeah, I think that would have to be what it is. But then the pirates are stupid enough that they just blindly follow them into oncoming.
And then there's a big accident, and some of the pirates go kaboom.
And also several, innocent civilians, right?
Oh, we cannot start worrying about innocent civilians.
Because it's just nonstop.
And all of this is because of the one brutal malevolence of that woman of the night who was like, man, I will kill so many people with this.
Oh, this is I just love chaos.
I guess maybe she thought that Lando was one of the pirates because he straight up looked like a pirate. And so she was like, I'll kill this pirate, but good with traffic.
Yeah, I just... it is... There's a lot to read into about that woman.
Yeah, I don't know.
I do like the sound effect of spam.
I do like a large amount of spam. Especially in the morning, especially if it's fried.
Yeah, this is also where the Monty Python guys took over for one panel.
We get some good sound effect work here. We get spam, vamp, vorp, vorp, vorp.
Yeah, a vorp, vorp, vorp is a classic blaster sound. And we get a grrr from Chewbacca.
And because they're still getting shot at, because not all the pirates died.
And it's another comedy beat where like Lando's like, see, Chewbacca, I told you we'd lose them. Pew, pew, pew. Oh, no.
But thankfully, Chewie's got a plan, and that is to leap out of a moving vehicle onto another moving vehicle.
It's to pull a fucking Starsky and Hutch move on somebody. I mean, again, I do like the panel of him just in that hover car chucking dudes out.
Yeah, it's a good panel, especially as the three dudes are like, no, don't, help.
Help is good. Yeah, to who is that aimed at? Help, anyone.
Some god or higher power. Yeah.
Oh, no. Please, not like this.
So Chewie has hijacked this other space car.
Yeah, he is.
And now the two of them are flying on back to the Cobra.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's the actual name of whatever shuttle they were flying, right? It can't be.
It's the only name we have for it.
Okay.
Yeah, I just like the idea of like, I'm calling it the Cobra, and like Luke and Leia are just like, yeah, Lando. It's the Cobra.
So now we've got some more chase 'em up nonsense. There's a seemingly infinite number of hostile goons in this particular level of the video game.
Cars are following them really ebbs and.
Because the problem is, John, is this stage isn't dependent on number of enemies. It's dependent on the length of the stage. You have to before you get to the end of the stage, the enemies will just keep respawning, unfortunately.
Yes, it very much does feel that way. And so, my God, there are so many like wow close-ups in this thing.
And I really, for the life of me, I cannot tell what is happening here.
No, it's way too chaotic. We talk about this a lot. It's sometimes hard to talk about comic book art if you don't have it in front of you, and that's why you should be watching us on YouTube because you can see this. But really great comic book artists, it's so easy to follow this to this to this to this, right? Like it should be. It's a visual storytelling medium. This is so much chaos. And the only thing I'm getting is there are an indeterminate number of flying cars that are crashing into each other at different points. But at no point do we get the full look of like, these cars are here, these are here. And so, yeah, you were just looking at like, yeah. You just like a bunch of crazy stuff is happening.
This is an 8-panel spread here that is happening. The top 4 panels are happening simultaneously with the bottom 4 panels, as we have Lando driving one car and Chewie driving another. And the implication at the end is that they're heading right for each other. But based on what we see transpiring in the previous panels, it just doesn't make any sense.
No, this doesn't work at all. This is just a disaster sequence.
But anyway, there's a Bluey.
Also,
literally a whole panel that is just speed lines and an explosion and the word Bluey, Blooey exclamation point.
Bluey. Are we sure that's
not a cute Australian Shepherd?
No, I wish. And a Bluey cameo, weirdly. And then it just all lands up. By the way, they are really overusing Gronk. I know this comic loves to have Chewie say Gronk, but they have him say it on every panel, basically. There's a Gronk and then a second questioning Gronk.
And we have a hurrah and a hruff.
Yeah. And then, whatever happens in the Bluey, something explodes, but Chewie and Lando are unhurt and are just thrown from their vehicles.
Well, yeah, because they use their ejector seats that we didn't see.
Ejector seat, you must be joking. I couldn't resist. And they land with a distinct whammo.
And yeah, they land with a whammo. They're thrown clear of the cars, which is lucky. And Lando says exactly that.
Yeah, there's a hurrah, and then they have cartoon like sparks around their head, like a Hanna-Barbera cartoon. Like
they might as well have Tweety birds floating around their heads.
Boop, 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 yeah. And then they run into Green Lady,
who I'm pretty sure in a couple of pages we'll learn her name is Daffy.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
Which is fitting given how Looney Tunes-esque this has all been.
Yeah. And she's got her gun on them, but then she's distracted by gasp. It's the lost minstrel, one of the statues they've been.
Where the hell did this come from?
Also, that was in the back of the somehow.
But this is the car they stole from the pirates?
Yep, it makes no sense. This is not in their ship. This is it's almost like they didn't put any thought to this. I don't want to be this hard on the comic. Come on.
Like this literally just was this in Lando's back pocket? Like where did this come from?
Well,
there's
that'd be
no
crazy.
Explanation.
Yeah, I had this in the Cape. I don't know. But thank God he does, because it distracts her.
Well, it distracts her, but it also so the next page is the last page of the issue.
We've been talking about this for a while. A lot of the Joe Duffy issues are like this. They just run out of pages. They don't end. They run out of pages.
So Daffy has Chewie and Lando cornered, but then the rest of the pirates catch up because I guess they were also thrown clear every time their cars exploded. So
yes. Everyone, this is like a fucking G.I. Joe cartoon. Everybody just ejects before the thing explodes.
But then Daffy, statue in her hand, turns and goes, "Get away from me! It's mine!" and just blows one of this guy's heads off.
And right before his head explodes, he goes, "She's gone crazy."
And Chewie and Lando use that opportunity to slip away in the chaos.
Yeah. Well, this all worked out. They also somehow get the statue back. I guess because she drops it when she shoots the guy.
Okay,
no, she doesn't.
This part makes zero sense.
She's actively holding it. How'd they get it back?
Lando says, "And it didn't cost us a thing, except for some hunk of artistic junk that never meant anything to me anyway. The only reason I had either of these was because I knew I had a winning hand that night, and the other guy insisted they were valuable enough to match my stake. Maybe someday, after Han's safely back with us, we can find out just what Limo's gang wanted these statues for. I wonder what they'd have done if they had known that we had the minstrel and the goddess here all along." So Lando's had these statues the whole time.
Yeah. I don't know why that needed to be part of it.
The implication here is that Lando won them ages ago in a card game, right?
But I just don't know why it matters that he has them, because they aren't actually important. He's just using their want of them to fool them into helping with Han. which they don't even succeed in doing, and then they don't care.
Yeah.
This entire issue is a total waste of time. Nothing happens. No plot is advanced at all.
If we
No
ignore the
information.
fact that the rebellion already knew about the Jabba the Hutt thing,
Yeah, you have to, or that's the only thing that they gain from them. But
is Lando finding out that Boba Fett was working for Jabba the Hutt.
But if you've been paying attention to Star Wars at all, then you know they already knew that. So,
Yeah.
Once again, this issue is a complete waste of everyone's time. Thank God we didn't have to pay for it. I would have been pissed if I had bought this issue back.
I mean, if we put it in the context of the time, right? Like,
Yeah.
This is just a Star Wars story that is like a little bit of cheeky entertainment. We're viewing it through the lens of the furtherance of some kind of larger meta narrative around Star Wars, right? And by that, it's
with that attitude though back then. I'm sure there were.
I'm sure there were, but like, especially from Marvel editorial, the like running is like, are there blasters? Is there space stuff? Can we put a Wookiee in there? Good,
Well,
it'll probably sell.
Yeah, I don't think they're really reading it, right? They're just sort of looking at it and going like, yeah, it looks like it checks out. There's a lot of blueies and stuff in it.
And like today, whereas we have this overabundance of like, oh, but how does this fit into the larger tableau that is Star Wars? And there was just not that concern for this book.
No,
and it's something we butt up against constantly, right?
Well, because Lucasfilm gave them the rights, and then like, I think from the sound of it, their whole thing was like, as long as you don't actively like destroy any continuity, we kind of don't care what you do, which is very not the case now. Like, there's so much tight control over making sure everything at least marginally fits together.
To a point.
Yeah, I mean, to some extent. Like, at least that nothing's actively contradicting each other at the very least.
Right up until it does, because obviously, like, the most recent example I can think of is the whole, like, K2SO and Andor thing.
Yeah, I mean, and yes, that's sort of the thing where, in retrospect, Tony Gilroy's like, I'm not going to change my show based on a single issue comic book that, you know.
Right.
And fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, because the thing about it is the filmed content, whether that be the TV shows or the animated, supersedes everything else, right? So anything can do anything, but that can be undone by the films. Right. And I think that's fair. But for the most part, especially in the stuff that's taking place in the gaps, like the Charles Soule comic and stuff like that, they're pretty good about it needs to line up on some level.
Yeah, and they have the added advantage of knowing where they're going, right?
Yes, they're in retrospect. That's always the advantage. Although we're headed to that territory a little bit.
And obviously we've talked about more modern comics that have that approach when we talk about like Shadow of the Empire, and even they are taking some stumbling steps through writing for the time, because we also have to put this comic book in the context of its time. It's being written in 1984. Comics in 1984, a lot of them read like this.
Yeah, we're just beginning to see the sort of rise of, for lack of a better word, like comics for adults or mature stories, or, you know, sort of thinking, right, where it's like people taking the medium a little bit more serious. And I know that a lot of people say that was starting in this too, but yeah, like the idea of, but yes, you're right. This is not any goofier than most of the stuff Marvel was publishing at this point.
I mean, we've lauded the Power Man and Iron Fist run that Joe Duffy is also doing. And it is kind of has this tone, but is obviously like more centered on the Danny Luke relationship.
It just fits that. It just fits that better, right? I mean, like, it's not, you know, she's doing the same kind of stuff she's doing. It's just Lando and Chewie aren't Luke and right. Like, that's sort of the thing about it.
And it feels weirder because we know where this ends, and it has no bearing on the story we just read.
This is correct.
So, and that, I just want to expound on our frustration a little bit, and like,
it's true.
But also give this book room to exist in its own right.
I recognize I am holding it possibly to an unfair standard, but also am recognizing that I can't not live in the time I live with Star Wars. You know,
sure,
both things can be true. But yes, I do think that is fair. We're probably harsher than we would have been back in 19.
And all of that being said,
yes,
this issue is superfluous.
I mean, yeah, it just is ridiculous.
It has no bearing on the ongoing plot that we've been reading thus far about the whole like missing rebel pilots thing. Remember that? That's still a thing. Tay Vanis, where's he?
Oh, they don't care. That really doesn't. It's amazing how little.
John, it'll matter. It'll matter next issue, and boy, are you going to be mad about it.
I think that's key, right? Things only matter when they decide that. I mean, I think that's sort of the thing, and that's just frustrating from a storytelling. Not even just
I will say we are on the precipice of this book advancing beyond Return of the Jedi, but we've got one issue left to wrap up everything that needs to be wrapped up before we get to that big bad second Death Star battle.
The very strangely named Ellie.
Oh boy, we'll get to Ellie.
Not miss it,
John. You know how one of our rules in this podcast is we cannot talk about the place of droids in the Star Wars universe.
No. Are they going to make us?
Ooh, boy, are they going to make us next week, John.
No.
Because strap in for Ellie, and strap in for everything she represents.
Ever that, no.
I mean, no, it's not going to top the annuals. Let's be
honest. No, nothing can. Nothing. I mean, that was our epic. But I mean, yes, that if that comes into play, we are definitely in territory of we could get derailed.
We might, in fact, derail ourselves a little bit. But
Yeah,
that will have to wait until next week. In the meantime, sure. John, if people want to support us, where should they go?
Oh, they should head over to our Patreon page, Gorgoni, patreon.com/punchup, that's punchupent. You get cool exclusive bonus content, tons of bonus. It's crazy how much. What a deal. Really. You can head over there and support the show as well. It's cool exclusive bonus content from all the shows on the Punch Up Entertainment Network. Once again, that's patreon.com/punchup and punchupent. Gorgoni, where else can people check us out?
If they're not already, over on YouTube, youtube.com/@punchupentertainment. You can read the comic along with us. You can see Lando in his full Harlock getup in this issue. And it's worth looking at.
This one's worth at least, some of that, man. It is the best way to watch the show. We do recommend it as the show. If you enjoy it in audio form, hey, that's great too.
Hey, look, nothing's stopping you from just listening to the audio on YouTube and occasionally looking down at your phone and seeing our pretty faces in the comic book along with us.
I mean, good luck looking at us when you can look at Lando in this.
That's true.
This one's gonna get distracting.
But while you're there, please like, comment, subscribe. Let us know in the comments below if the other central cast members of Star Wars had dress up as anime characters. Who would they dress up as and why? Because I have some thoughts, but I'd be curious to know what other people think.
Yeah, I mean, I think obviously a Han Solo, Cowboy Bebop situation.
Oh, he's just Spike Spiegel. That's too easy.
Yeah, let's be honest. Spike Spiegel may just be Han Solo. The Han Solo type character is omnipresent genre.
But I'm just saying, if a Luke Skywalker could dress up as an Edward Elric, I wouldn't be mad. That's all I'll say. Just go full Metal Alchemist on it.
There you go. Yeah, well, let us know your thoughts.
Absolutely. But I think that's going to do it for us this week. As always, I have been Mike Gorgoni.
I'm John Campbell.
And remember, may the panel be with you.